how much you load onto these things. In IT systems in the health services, my experience that it's tempting to load all these bright shiny bits of software that will scan for viruses, will do this, do that, do the other, protect you against everything. The downside is they will take 10 minutes to fire up sometimes, and it really alienates the users if they turn this thing on and they can't get any useful function out of it for 5 to 10 minutes whilst it fires up all this guff that you insist on having. Look critically at what you put on. And lockdown configuration, when we first put one of these things out on the critical care units, they weren't particularly locked down. You know, they were the first ones, in fact, that had Windows running on them rather than being a more bespoke application. We went back a couple of days later and we found that every one of the, well, not every, half of them, down the ward were playing radio. They were transistor radios because they'd connected onto the internet, they'd got onto various radio websites, and they were just having music next to their bedside. And that was the least unpleasant of the things that they were doing with these. So tying these things down is absolutely vital. You need them to do what you want, and not what they would like them to do in that respect. So I hope I haven't sounded too negative about these things. I just think you need to know about them warts and all. As I said, we've been working on this project for 10 years and more, and we're still going forward. We're just in the process of replacing 300 of these things. So we're definitely well committed to them. The users are very keen on the new generation of devices rather than the previous ones. And the previous speaker, I was amazed at how similar what you said was to the experiences that we've had in the last year, in that we've been developing observation charts as an extension to this system, and everything that you said about it and the need for it and everything else is exactly what my doctors have been telling me I've got to address in this system. But once that gets rolled out, then the 300 that we've got now will almost certainly go up to 500, because junior nurses will be the ones that are doing the observations, and there aren't enough devices out there for them to do observations at the same time that nurses and doctors are using them for current practice. So we're definitely committed to these things. As I said earlier, the barcode part of the C5 is the thing that is particularly attractive to us at the moment. Patient wristbands with barcodes are just about deployed in the hospital now, and we'll be using those to call up the patient records within the PICS system by scanning rather than having to find them on a patient list or a ward list or anything else. The earlier presentation about phlebotomy and lab order comms is very similar to what we're working on at the moment. We need to be able to associate patient labels with specimen labels and dates and times of collection that were mentioned, so that will certainly be coming on in the next few months. And equally, the twofold use of scanning in terms of blood products. One, to save the nurses having to transcribe the horrendous numbers that are on donor units at the moment, but more importantly, to be able to cross-reference with the blood bank system so that we know which units are being cross-matched and can actually verify that before they administer blood products. The say RFID scanning at the moment, we don't have any strong views on using. The C5 seems to have quite a short range. I don't know, is there a standard on that in terms of what sort of range should it be?
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
It's not brilliant.
Certainly our feeling is that it would be ergonomically difficult to use RFID at the moment, so we've put that to the back of the queue. So in summary, we've been using the things for 10 years and we are still very positive about them. The users are very positive about them, and in a year's time we should be able to tell you rather more about what we've done with the latest generation. That's it. Very good.